Close the door with the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three.
Line into left field for a base hit. Hit in the air. That's going to be the second baseman. They have a chance for two, and they got him.
Run. The throw is in time for the out.
Lifted high into left field. Ball is way back, and that ball is way gone.
Alston Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And welcome to Thompson here on this Wednesday afternoon for a little Region 1 versus Region 2 softball here on yourliveevent.com. And our pregame show brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. It's senior day here today for the Tommies as they welcome an arrival in Hillsboro-Central Valley. I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hillsboro-Central Valley yesterday made their way to Kindred. They fell to the Vikings 10-4 to close off the Region 1 portion of their schedule. They will be the 4th seed entering the Region 1 softball tournament on Saturday, where they will play Enderlin down in Hankinson. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, this is their last regular season game of the year after defeating Grafton yesterday to close out Region 2 play 9-8. The Tommies will host the Cardinals of Langdon area Edmore Munich on Saturday at 11 o'clock right here on yourliveevent.com. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to our coaches' conversation. That's coming up around the corner next here on Your Live Event.
Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9 in Ada, invites you to order your new Chevrolet vehicles. From the Silverado, Trailblazer, and Traverse, Lee Brothers is your authorized Chevrolet dealer, providing sales and service to the area since 1975. For ordering your vehicles, talk with Mitch Smurfer J. Trust the experts who know your vehicles best and take advantage of great Chevy certified service offers today. Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9, Ada. Call 218-784-2000.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
I was visiting with Ben at the Hillsboro Body Shop, and we discussed, well, a lot of things. And then we were discussing, when do you think about the body shop? Most times it's after your vehicle gets damaged from an accident, hitting a deer, hailstorms, scratches, dents, windshield cracks. Ben says, beep. I say, when you need the repairs to your vehicle as you're thinking of the Hillsboro Body Shop, call Ben. 701-636-4981.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
Part of our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from hopefully not as much of a soaked, drenched infield and outfield here in Thompson as when we got here. It started raining a little bit more after the 2 o'clock hour here in Thompson. Joining us now is Corey Erickson, the head coach for Hillsboro-Central Valley. Kind of the very end of the regular season here, Corey, as we alluded to on Monday with the doubleheader in Hankinson. You had a game yesterday in Kindred, and you wrapped up Region 1 play yesterday. Now you get a couple of non-region games. Here were some rivals with the Tommies today and scheduled tomorrow with Mayport CG under the lights. So let's just recap yesterday. How did everything go down in Kindred? I know it came up a little bit short, but what did you see from the girls yesterday in Kindred?
Yeah, you go back and look at it. The hit totals were about the same between the two teams. They were able to string them together, and we had a few more walks and a couple more errors than they did. That was really what hurt us. We just had some really inopportune errors at really bad times. Which hurt us. We got buried in a 3-0 hole, I think, after the first inning, and then I think they scored 3 the next inning, 1, and then 3 again. So they built up a 10-0 lead heading into the 5th inning. Finally, we got a spark, and our bats came alive, and our defense cinched up at that point. So, overall, like the last half of that game, I was happy with. The first half, not so much. If we can string some innings like that together, like, put a full 7 innings like the way we played at the end of yesterday, we'll do fine. We'll win lots of games. We just need to get after it right away.
And you mentioned someone getting after it right away. I remember back in that second game against Lowen, Peyton Quam able to take 1 yard, into left center field on Monday. She got on base a ton as well with walks and hit by pitches. How have you seen her growth and maturation just from the start of the season to where she is now behind the plate, as your junior catcher?
It takes a special person to want to be the leadoff batter. There's a certain mindset that you need being the leadoff hitter, and she embraces that. She, back as a freshman, she wanted to be the leadoff hitter, and I moved her down in the order that season, and she was frustrated. And she told me she was frustrated. She wants to be the leadoff hitter, so I told her, here's what you need to work on. All of a sudden, she comes back as a sophomore, outstanding as a leadoff hitter, and she's just continued to progress in that as a junior here this year. Great approach at the plate, very intense player, does a great job behind the plate, and she's gonna fight you every single pitch that you give her.
The one thing here, Corey, when you think of HCV and Thompson, there's been a lot of rivalries that comes to mind with Buxton and that Central Valley area. Then you add a little moisture and rain on top of it today. So what's the next installment, if you will, of HCV Thompson on the softball side in terms of rivalry and just what these two communities kind of get outing each other from the softball aspect?
Yeah, our junior highs, they like playing each other. JVs, it's always a rivalry game, like you said. It's a friendly rivalry for the most part, I think. Matt and I know each other. We work a lot on the softball side in the summer with stuff together. And the players know each other from all the other sports and everything like that. Thompson has such a rich tradition of success in all sports that they offer here in Thompson. And we've had some good battles throughout the years. Last year was a classic. We went to 9 innings with them on senior night and had a walk-off win, which was awesome. We lost some important seniors from last year, but we got some good players back here. It's going to be a little bit interesting because I think that they're pitching a freshman against us, and to be determined on our pitching, but we may be tossing a sophomore or 7th grader here today. So, we want to keep competing, and we know that this is just another step in the tradition, the rivalry, and another step in our season to keep getting better.
Corey, as always, good to see you. Best of luck. Stay dry, and see you down the line.
Thank you so much.
And again, Corey Erickson, head coach of the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros, part of our pregame show here, and his conversation brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. We're back after this here in Thompson.
Maybe it isn't so much the jobs that changed, but how they get done. Now that's a different story. Everything got bigger and smaller at the same time. Insurance, accounting, and taxes can get complicated, so you need someone who's looking to keep every dollar possible in your pocket. Ag Country.
All Works Underground Utilities, LLC specializes in directional boring and plowing of underground utilities. Contact Dylan Stevens, 218-261-3090. Power lines, communications, water and sewer lines. All Works LLC can get the job done. All Works LLC works with residential and construction contractors in Minnesota and North Dakota. Contact Dylan Stevens with All Works LLC, 218-261-3090.
Part of our Irie Insurance pregame show here to our coaches' conversations on Senior Day here for the Thompson Tommies. He is the head coach, that is Matt Chandler, as they welcome in a rival in Hillsboro-Central Valley here today in Thompson. Let's start there, Matt. Senior Day. I know you want to get this game in even with some of the moisture and precipitation that might be coming on down, but what does the senior class mean to you in this program in particular?
There isn't enough time for me to go through and talk about what they mean to this program and this community. They will be greatly missed. Every single one of them has played a huge part in our program the last 4 or 5 years. Can't replace them. We're going to miss them. So It's a good send-off for them today.
And you guys have had some really tremendous seasons the last couple of years with them in particular, with different roles and different assets. So with this being the final game at home before you get to Saturday with Langdon, what do you want to just kind of see from the team in general overall on a day like this against a rival with overcast skies and a little drizzle coming down?
It's a day where we need to clean up a few things, get ourselves ready for Saturday. We're going to go a little bit younger in the circle today, and Drew's been battling a little bit of a pulled muscle, and Sydney's kind of filled in the load for us here lately. So we're going to throw some younger kids and, the things that we preach all the time, have competitive at-bats and make the plays on defense and run the bases well and smart and hopefully things take care of themselves.
What did you like most about your win yesterday against Grafton, and what do you hope to carry over kind of in this back-to-back, so to speak?
You know, we played 5 really good innings, and then you give Grafton credit. They didn't quit. They could have went away, and we faced some adversity, and fortunately we got through it, and I was proud that they were able to get the last out in the 6th inning and then 3 more in the 7th.
Matt, as always, good to see you. Best of luck moving forward today and also once you get to Saturday.
Thank you, and thank you for everything.
That again, Coach Chandler for the Thompson Tommies. Will continue on our pregame show after this.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career, doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got it all, the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. If you're spring cleaning, pick up some paint or rakes to spruce up your home and yard. They also have appliances to put that tax refund to good use, and the bikes and lawnmowers, they're just ready to roll out the door. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their farming operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source, helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, with receiving stations in Hatton, Sharon, Larimore, Devils Lake, Wilton, Washburn, Lincoln, Peasic, East Grand Forks, Grafton, and Garski. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or 701-847-2622.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Almost half of the energy used in homes goes toward heating and cooling the spaces we live in. Energy Star certified heating and cooling equipment can improve your comfort while lowering electric bills. Through its Bright Energy Solutions program, City of Hillsboro offers rebates for a wide range of energy-efficient equipment like heat pumps and central air conditioners. You can also get a rebate for having your cooling system professionally tuned up. Call the City of Hillsboro to learn more about rebates or visit BrightEnergySolutions.com.
That does it for our pregame show. Again, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote started today. And our coaches' interviews, again, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their futures with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros, 4 wins and 12 losses on the season, coming off a loss against the kindred Richland Vikings. They split in Hankinson earlier in the week on Monday. The Thompson Tommies 13-7 on the year. It is senior day for the 4 seniors here for head coach Matt Chandler, and in doing so here for Thompson, this is game number 21 of their campaign with a mark of 13 wins and 7 losses. It's now time to get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life, quality products, grow our own. Go to crystalsugar.com. That's crystalsugar.com. For the Hillsboro-Central Valley, Burros out in their gray uniforms with the blue numerals and outlined in white here. They will roll with Peyton Quam, the junior catcher, followed by Miss Kittleson and Hattlestead batting second and third. This one will miss outside for a ball opening start time at 3:24. Kritzberger, followed by Du Bois and Williston, the designated player. Chenault in the circle here with Ensign and Jelmstead. In the flex position is Onus, 2 balls and no strikes. Abby Olson here in the circle for the Thompson Tommies in this particular contest. The sophomore here, the 2-0 pitch. That'll miss up in the zone now, 3-0. Hendrickson behind the plate for Thompson with Kurtz at third base. Hurst is at short with Drew Schwabe. And then you have Drew Schwab that is at second, and Andy is going to be at first base. Gemmel in right with Schwabe in center and Calling again in left. So Drew at second and Andy Schwab again at first base. Peyton Quam with a junior catcher here. As we talked with Corey Erickson in the pregame show, she wants to be part of the starting lineup here and be in the leadoff position here this season for Coach Erickson, as she's able to get on base. And now you have Kittleson, the junior shortstop, as she will take first pitch for a strike. So Quam is able to get on base as she did a ton down in Hankinson. This one swung on a miss. Quam is going to try to get to second. This one Hobson hits the left knee on the slide of Quam as she will take second base here. So a runner in scoring position just like that for the Burros. This contest at the end of the day goes against your win and loss record, but in terms of the region means 0, as this is a non-region game. This one looped into short left field. Calling comes in and quickly relays it. And now for Kittleson, she will stand at first base. Quam will stand at third. Runners at the corners quickly here for the Burros. One thing the Burros have been able to do this season is put the ball in play, draw some walks, get some quality hits. Top 3 in their lineup again, all juniors in Quam, Kittleson, and Hattlestead. This one will be in there for a strike. A delayed steal going to second without a contest here is going to be Kittleson. Runners in scoring position, no balls and a strike here from Olsen. This one swung on and missed by Hattlestead. It's now 0-2. Outfield playing straight away. A little bit of a gap in right center field between Schwabe and Gemmel. The 0-2 good glove in the back by Hendrickson here to keep it in front of her. Now at 1-2. Busy week when it comes to softball, particularly from the Burros side. This is game number 4 of the week in 3 days after having a doubleheader in Hankinson on Monday, a contest in Kindred yesterday. Here to Thompson today, and they host the Patriots of Mayport CG tomorrow. This one is a strikeout, and Olsen gets her first punch-out of the afternoon. Well, same thing you can be said for Thompson, where you had a contest with the Grafton Spoilers yesterday here in Thompson. We had that for you on your live event, and then they will host the Cardinals of Langdon, Erie, and Moore Munich on Saturday morning. As this one is skied, pop up into the infield here. Hurst at short calls everybody off. 1 pitch and 1 out. Now 2 down here is the Burros trying to get a run across. Well, for Olsen, trying to strand a couple in scoring position. Danielle Du Bois, the senior first baseman, will dig in now. Batter number 5 in the lineup for Coach Erickson. As Olsen looks into Hendrickson, this one will miss up high for a ball. Now at 1-0. So Peyton Quam stands at third base. At second is Kittleson. Olsen looks into Hendrickson and the 1-0 pitch. This one misses for a ball. Now at 2-0. So at third again is Quam. Kittleson at second. We'll see with a free base how Olsen's going to continue to pitch behind the count against Du Bois. Gets one across for the strike. Now at 2-1 with the designated player in Williston due up next here for the Burros. Here's the 2-1 offering. Hit on the ground to second. Good job there by Drew. Goes to Andy, and that retires the side. That'll go 4-3. There were no runs off of a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. A half inning complete on our Nodak Insurance Chris Moen Agency scoreboard. It's scoreless as the Tommies are coming to the plate.
This is Dustin Nagel with Dakota Heritage Bank. We're a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we can assist you with all of your banking needs, including checking and savings accounts, credit and debit cards, loans of all types, and more. We offer free mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services. Just go to dhbanknd.com or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking with Dakota Heritage Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
My coworkers here at Degelman are super supportive. We all get along. Makes for a really easy work day, easy work week.
From day one, I felt like it's been a big family here at Degelman.
Our culture at Degelman is really second to none. It's truly a family atmosphere.
It feels really great to be a part of a team that is building some of the toughest equipment in the farm industry.
Bottom of the first inning we go here. The Burros and the Tommies, after Hillsboro-Central Valley had runners in scoring position, but doing a good job working out of it was the sophomore and Abby Olson to retire the side. Now Thompson will be coming to the plate for the first time on this senior day with one of the seniors in Sydney Schwabe here batting leadoff, followed by Drew Schwab, then Kaya Hurst in the top of the lineup going up against Chenault here, as this one is out of the glove of Quam for a ball. Then you have Kurtz batting in the cleanup spot with Hendrickson, the sophomore catcher, batting fifth, and Andy Schwab is batting sixth here. Then you have Cynthia batting seventh for the Tommies, as this one will run in for a strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Colleen batting eighth with Gemmel batting ninth, and Abby Olson again the flex, but also in the circle today here for head coach Matt Chandler and the Tommies. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here for Chenault, as this one will run in now 2-1. As we mentioned, Quam is going to be at behind the plate. Hattlestead at third with Kittleson at short. Ensign at second, and Du Bois stands at first base here. And then we'll get to the outfield after this. The 2-1 pitch. This one is foul back. Now 2-2. Jelmstead in left with Kritzberger in center, and Onis is in right. As Sidney again for short will be batting in the 7th position here, as we'll see what the Tommies can do the first time through against Chenault in the circle. Able to get a good quality of innings in down in Hankinson back on Monday, as Sidney Schwabe works the count full here at 3-2. Thompson in their all-black uniforms from toe to brim, except with the helmet. With that little Kelly green, the 3-2 pitch is going to be hit in the air. That's to left center field. Jelmstead works her way to the track, and that one's going to one-hop the wall, making her way towards second as Schwabe. She will hard charge for third. Here's the relay, not in time. And it's a leadoff triple on senior day for the leadoff senior center fielder in Sidney Schwabe. That one was a nice rainbow shot to left center field, and, well, we'll see if we find a rainbow with the rain here a little bit later on in Thompson. As right now the weather is good enough to continue to play here today in Thompson and other parts of the Red River Valley. Probably wouldn't have even considered it, depending on what time the rain was coming through, as this one is swung on and missed with Drew Schwab. That's the biggest thing when it comes to spring sports. You want to try to get as many games in when you can, and now all of a sudden talking with ADs throughout the region, it's trying to find dates when you have tournaments starting this weekend already when it comes to baseball and softball. As this one is hit on the line, that's the left fielder and going to get by Jelmstead. Schwab is able to round first on her way to second, and she's going to take another big turn here but stay put. It's back-to-back extra base hits, and the Thompson Tommies take the opening lead of the contest. So Schwab able to bring the runner in here with Drew with the RBI double as Schwabe comes in to score, and just like that for Thompson, back-to-back extra base hits allows them to take the first lead of the day on our Chris Moen Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard here at 1-0. Kaya Hurst, the sophomore shortstop, sees this one in the dirt. Quam, good job by Kittleson backing up the play at shortstop. That one will be a wild pitch that will allow the runner to scamper up 60 feet. One thing about the Burros last year, Serena Closey was in the circle. You had a handful of these girls playing at the varsity spot, but there's a big junior class. So what can the Burros do in the regionals, and then what can they do in the offseason for next year will be the question. While on the opposite side for Thompson, this is a team that's been knocking on the door to try to win their first state title in program history when it comes to the softball side. They've been there the last couple of seasons. Runner-up in Jamestown, runner-up in Minot here over the last handful of years for these program. The 2-0 pitch will be in there for a strike. Now 2-1 to Kaya Hurst. As the Region 2 softball tournament officially begins play tomorrow with a couple of the play-in games, quarterfinals at the higher seeds, 1 through 4, if you will, with how the bracket works out. As this one is going to be popped up and in the infield, Ensign chasing it down, and this one is actually going to drop. Coming in to score is going to be Schwab, and she will come in. They were playing the infield in, so you had to cover a little bit more of the ground there as Ensign kind of trying to make a Willie Mays kind of a play over the basket. That one's going to drop in, and Schwab will come in to score to make it now 2-0. So runner at first base will be with Hurst. And all of a sudden, Thompson taking full advantage of the base runners that they've been able to put on board after holding the Burros to keeping the runners at second and third earlier in the game. Kurtz, the senior third baseman, this one will run in and hit her. So Hurst will take second. Kurtz will take first base here, and Chenault gives her first free pass of the afternoon. High school softball today here on yourliveevent.com. You can check out both teams' action coming up for the next games on your live event. Thompson guaranteed one after this in Region 2, as now you'll have Fiona Hendrickson, the sophomore catcher, sees this one for a ball at 1-0. Burros will schedule their game tomorrow under the lights with Mayport CG to close off the regular season, then make their way on Saturday morning to Hankinson for a date at 10 o'clock with the Enderlin Eagles. If they win, they move on to play at 2. If they lose, then they go to a loser-out game on Monday. While for the Thompson Tommies, they will tangle with the Cardinals of Langdon area Edmore Munich on Saturday morning here in Thompson. The 2-0 pitch on the way to Fiona. This one is popped up. Ensign will have another crack at it here at second. This time able to glove it, this time for the out. And that's the opening out here of the first. And if the Tommies are able to get by the Cardinals, they will make their way to Grafton, as it's single elimination in the play-in and the quarters, and then from there it goes to the traditional 4 teams left double elimination bracket. So runners at first and second here again for the Tommies as this one runs in for a ball. As Andy Schwab, the freshman first baseman, will work with a hitter's count now working from the left-hand side of the plate. Chenault looks in with the boys, playing in a little bit at first here for the Burros, trying to take any bunt away. This one swung on and missed. Now it's going to be 1-1. Crazy how Mother Nature can work. Over 5-6 weeks ago, 50 degrees, 60 degrees, sunny skies, didn't have to worry about any snow this particular season when it came to spring sports. Everyone was hoping that, hey, maybe get an actual 7-8 good weeks of baseball or softball in. All of a sudden, the rains came and put a little bit of a hamper into it. Made ADs and bus drivers and everybody alike have to change some schedules along the way. This also being a rescheduled game from earlier on in the season. It was supposed to be played on Monday on the reschedule. The 2-1 swung on and missed, but again, with trying to get games in before the regional tournament, the Burros had to play Hankinson, and they hadn't played Hankinson all season long to get that double header in back on Monday for a Region 1 counter. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chenault. As Chenault will see this one miss for a full count. So good job by Andy Schwab here. As you saw, Sydney Schwabe work the count full on the leadoff spot, hit a triple to left center. We'll see what the next full count offering is by Chenault here, as this will be to Andy Schwab. The 3-2 pitch fouled back, and we'll do it again. Some of those in attendance today bringing the umbrellas or possibly the rain jacket out, as the rain is just enough to kind of be annoying at particular times where it's not coming down where you can't obviously play the game, but enough to where if you're sitting in the stands, after a while, I understand that you're starting to get a little bit more drenched than what you thought you might. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that's going to be strike 3. Good spot there for Chenault, low in the zone. More importantly, from the Burros' perspective, it's out number 2 with runners at first and second. So Eliason will try to open up the game here with Sydney, trying to get a base knock and see if the Tommies can put a bigger crooked number up on that scoreboard here. She fouls this one back now 0-1. Batter number 7 of the inning so far for Thompson. It started with a Sydney Schwabe triple, followed by a Drew Schwab double on the RBI. Then Kaya Hurst popped one to second base. Ensign couldn't glove it, which allowed Drew to come in to score at third. Kaya Hurst stands at second with Kurtz at first. The pitch, miss low. That'll be 1-1. For the Burros, they will be sending their 6, 7, and 8 batters. Willison to lead things off in the top half of the second inning. Region 1 meets Region 2 today here for North Dakota Class B softball, the 1-1. This one is smoked to center. Kritzberger comes in, and it's going to go over the glove of Kritzberger. Coming in to score is Hurst. Kurtz is on her high horse coming on in as well. It's at least 2 runs. They will host Sydney there at third, and a line drive shot just goes right over the glove of Kritzberger. There 2 big runs come in for the Thompson Tommies. And now all of a sudden, for the Tommies, they have a chance to add on to it here to try to make it a 5-0 contest. As you have the lefty and Claire Calling coming up to the plate. So 2 down here in the inning. Quam does a good job keeping that one in front of her. Eliason kind of took the extra lead, the designated player there at third. A sophomore left fielder here in Calling. 1 ball, no strikes on the way. 2 down here, and the Tommies continue to keep the line moving here in the bottom of the first inning. The 1-0. That'll miss for a ball now 2-0. Also, days like these, sometimes as a player, as a coach, you start looking at the radar early in the morning, wondering if you're going to get the games in, wondering if you got to get the bus going. A lot of things that kind of go through a person's mind on days like today if you're going to get to have the opportunity to play, as this one is in the dirt now 3-0. There's a couple ways to look at it from a Burroughs perspective. You're getting a ton of games in before you get into that region tournament, seeing a lot of different pitchers, seeing a lot of different situations. Well, for the Thompson Tommies, you get a couple of games here back-to-back, then you get a chance to regroup, get a practice or 2 in before you get to your respective regional tournament. And sometimes the end of the season, as it's been more times than not in the last couple of years, the end of the year really bunches up where you're getting a lot of games in a short amount of time. Here, whether it comes to baseball or softball. The 3-1. This is going to be hit on the ground. We'll see what Ensign can do with it here. Flips it in time, yes, to retire the side. 4-3 to the boys on the put-up. But 4 runs come across on our Chris Moe Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard as we head to the top of the second next here on your liveevent.com.
I'm Madden Scunberg. I'm confident on the field, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Tylee Johnson. I'm confident in the arena, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
The Thompson Tommy is able to get 4 runs across in the bottom half of the first inning. Now for the Burros, it'll be Willison, Chenault, and Ensign here in the top of the second inning, as the Burros were able to make some noise early on, but left 2 runners in Quam and Kittleson stranded at second and third respectively. So now all of a sudden, if you're Abby Olson, you have a 4-run lead. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss into the backstop now at 1-1. And so far, just overall in the first inning with the infield and the outfield, haven't really seen a lot come into effect in terms of the little bit of moisture that is coming down. More so from the pitcher than anybody else, just grabbing the ball, grabbing it from the dirt, seeing what's going to happen there. But for the most part, it's been a pretty clean game for the opening 6 outs when it comes to how much has the rain caused any impact on the game. 3 balls and a strike here, as Willison trying to do what Quam did in the first, get a board here for a leadoff batter. And Abby Olson now will have her first full count of the afternoon. Contest that's 19 minutes old here today in Thompson. The 3-2 pitch, that'll miss up for a ball. And for Olson, she will have to contend, as she did in the first inning, with a leadoff runner getting aboard here for the Burros, as Kaya Chenault a chance to help her own cause for the sophomore pitcher. And with some games like this, too, at the end of the years, it allows you to mix and match your lineup for maybe what you would see in the postseason, as this is foul back. Maybe give someone a little bit more of a work, whether it's in the circle or in different field, whether it be infield or outfield, to see how they can particularly play that position in a game compared to practice. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Burros made it to state 4 times in their program history. Well, for the Tommies, they made it to state 8 times, as this is a throwback to first, not going to be in time. Tommies able to make it every year since 2018, and you kind of put the asterisk there with COVID like everybody else, as this is going to be a base knock up the middle. Quickly coming back to second with it was Schwabe. This one gets under the glove of Drew Schwab, going all the way to the backstop here, and so it'll be a single followed by the error that'll have the Burros, as they did in the first, with runners in scoring position with nobody out. As Schwabe was trying to throw it to Schwab, and Drew just saw that one go underneath her glove. So making her way to third base will be Willison here. We'll have a courtesy runner coming on now for Hillsboro-Central Valley, as Chenault will come out. And so you'll get the single followed by the error. And now runners will be at second and third, and Megan Ensign here will come on, as this one will be in the dirt for a ball at 1-0. The one thing about softball, or potentially baseball at this time of the year, is the sweatshirts, or the anything that goes above the jersey numbers, to double check again the particular runners throughout this one. As this will go 2-0. Megan Ensign, the junior second baseman here, works with a hitter's count, trying to get the Burros their first run of the game. As this one will miss, now 3-0. 6, 7, and 8 batters here making the most of their opportunity. The first time seeing Olsen. Ensign taking all the way for a strike, and then it's Jelmstead due up next here for the Burros, and then we'll go back to the top of the lineup for HCV. Tommies lead it by 4. Here's the 3-1 offering popped up. We'll see if that one stays in play. It's going to be close, and that'll just be out of play over the first base dugout. And work the count back-to-back strikes here for Olsen. Olsen with 2 walks so far here today, a strikeout of Hattlestead, and 2 singles that she has given up in the circle. And now make it 3 free passes. And the bases are full of Burros here in the top of the second inning, as Matt Chandler will come out here and talk it over with his infield. That allows us to step away for a good cause as well here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Contact Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union insurance agent, at 701-436-5777, or use the QR code to connect with the agency.
Breaking the action here after Coach Chandler comes and talks it over with Abby Olsen, and Olsen delivers the strike on the way here to Jelmstead. It will now be 0-1. This one runs in close to nearly hitting the batter. Now it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. So the tying run comes to the plate here for the freshman left fielder for the Burros, down by 4. The 1-1, that'll miss high. Now 2-1. All roads this season lead to Jamestown on May the 30th for state softball in Class B. State baseball will also be at Jack Brown in the Buffalo City. And then Class A makes its way out to Dickinson this year when it comes to baseball and softball. Here's the 2-2. That'll miss out of the zone, and all of a sudden now you saw a full count with Willison, a full count with Ensign, and a full count here with Jelmstead. Olsen with a 3-2 pitch. Nice spot on the outer part of the plate. Strikeout looking for the first out here of the second. And the Burros will be trying to get someone across, and, well, the perfect batter to do so is probably their best hitter by the name of Peyton Quam, the junior catcher. Quam. This one will miss for a ball, now 1-0. More than willing to work a count, has power to hit one into the gaps and out of the ballpark, as she did in Hankinson back on Monday night. The 1-0 pitch in there for a strike at 1-1. Willison stands at third base. You had Chenault getting a courtesy run for at second, and then Ensign sits at first. This one comes in at the hands, now 2-1. Tommies with 4 runs across. In the bottom half of the first inning, the Burros trying to respond here in the top half of the second. The 2-1 pitch. That'll miss out of the zone. And so far, 5 batters here in this inning all have taken at least to a 2-ball count. 4 of them working to a 3-ball count. As here's the 3-1 offering. That'll miss for a 5-pitch walk. The runner will come in from third in Williston, and the Burros are on the board here in Thompson. Still 1 down. The tying run takes first. The go-ahead run, and Kittleson comes to the plate with a single her last time up. As that one's in there for a strike. Good location for Olsen. Now 0-1. Kurtz at them 2 with a pair of Schwabs on the right-hand side of the plate. Gemmel in right, while in center is Schwabe, and Colling stands in left. And for Olsen, trying to get her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. 0-2, missing on the outer part of the plate at 1-2, while with Kittleson here, trying to see if she can get something at least into the outfield and try to get a productive out here in the second. The 1-2 pitch, miss out of the zone at 2-2. Burroughs batters doing a good job here working the count a little bit against Olsen in inning number 2. 2-2 is foul tipped, and we'll do it all over again for the 6th pitch of the at-bat upcoming with Kittleson. Going back to Tommy's history again, state runner-up in Minot. Beulah was the first team ever from the West in sanctioned softball in Class B to win a state title, 5-3, and then the Tommies in Jamestown fell to Central Cass in the championship back in 2001. As this one is popped up in the infield, who's calling it off? Olsen bops off her glove. Oh, but what a play by Hurst. So this one goes off of Olsen, and then give it the 1-6 put out for those scoring at home, as Hurst did a really good job staying with the play in particular there to get the second out. So 2 down now here in the second. Hattlestead, we'll see one for a strike at 0-1. We've already seen a pop out or 2 throughout the season here where, again, someone's got to make the call right away. And sometimes it becomes a little more tougher for a pitcher in softball in that position, not because you're going off the mound like in baseball, but as Abby was, you're going backwards, trying to see where the softball is, as keeping her distance at third here for the Burros. Nearly looking to see if Hendrickson might have thrown down to Kurtz there, as it's now a 2-1. Base is still full of Burros. 2-1 will miss inside for a ball at 3-1, but again, whether it's pitching or whether it's in baseball or softball, those are tough plays for the pitcher, but good job by Hurst there back in the play up. The 3-1 in there for a strike, so runners will be leaving early. It's another full count on the way for the Burros. Being awfully selective at the plate. Olsen looking to punch out, as this will miss for a ball. That is the 3rd walk of the inning. Coming in to score for the Burros to make it a 2 contest. Ensign will take 3rd. Peyton Quam will take 1st. And Hattlestead sits at first base with Quam again at 2nd. Kritzberger sees this one out of the zone. Popped up to Hurst her last time up. It's now 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0 pitch. That'll be in there for a strike at 1-1. Your home for the Region 1 and Region 2 softball tournaments is yourliveevent.com. Check out the schedule by going to our website. The 1-1 pitch. That'll miss out of the zone at 2-1. Check out the games coming up in Grafton on Monday. You can check out the games coming up in Hankinson on Saturday. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed. Now 2-2. The Tommies coming up in the bottom half of the second will be sending their 9-1-2 batters to the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This one is hit down the left field line, and that'll go foul, as Gemmel will lead things off for the Tommies. This is the one thing for the Burros that they've been able to do well, talking with Coach Corey Erickson this season. Again, it's been their hitting has been kind of their caveat this season. The 2-2. This is going to be popped up, and this will go over the press box. And we'll keep it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Doesn't matter what softball or baseball diamond you go, the parking lot's normally pretty close when it comes to foul ball situation. The 2-2, and we'll do it again. So 3 consecutive foul balls here by Kritzberger, continuing to work the at-bat for the Burros. High school softball today on yourliveevent.com. The 2-2, that'll go all the way to the backstop. Everybody will stay put there. Enough room when it comes to the backstop where someone from third could go down, but that was right back to Hendrickson behind the plate, able to see that one. The 3-2 pitch is hit down the right field line, slicing, and that'll go foul. Right off the bat, you thought it might have a chance to try to get in there for a base knock, but Kritzberger working the count full. Foul pitch after foul pitch after foul pitch, as this is going to be pitch number now 9 of the at-bat upcoming here from Olson. The payoff pitch is they will have a quick time behind the plate, and we'll do it all over again. Burrows trying to tie this or possibly take the lead, as this one is going to be popped up, and that'll go out of play up the third base side. So if you had your bingo card in terms of foul balls with first, behind the plate, second, third base, you've kind of had it all so far here between the corners. And we'll see if Kritzberger can keep one in play. This one is in play. This one goes to straightaway center. Schwabe coming in, takes a couple of steps, and that'll retire this side, but not before the Burrows score 2 runs off of just one hit. There was an error, and the base is full for the Burrows. They've left 5 on board so far through 2 innings of play. To the bottom of the second, we go with the new score. It's 4-2 Thompson on your live event.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
At Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, they remain committed to their original mission of providing living environments for seniors that maximize health, independence, and quality of life. Residents can enjoy hobbies, socializing, programs, and more at Halstead Living Center and Heritage House communities. For more information on Halstead Living Center and Heritage House in Halstead, call 218-456-2105 or log on to halsteadlivingcenter.com.
High school softball here on yourliveevent.com. 4-2 in favor of the Thompson Tommies here on our Nodec Insurance Company Brad Richter scoreboard. That's the pitching changes with Nodec Insurance Company here for all of your insurance requests. See Trail County's agents with answers with Brad Richter in Hillsboro and sales associate with Nick Peterson in Mayville. Part of our pitching changes if we get to that particular point here of the contest. As Gemmel falls behind the count. Layla, the senior on senior day here, one of 4 seniors for Matt Chandler, with Sydney Schwabe, with Drew Schwab, also with Marley Kurtz, and then Layla here. Gemmel, part of the 4 seniors on senior day. The Tommies will get one more game on this particular diamond upcoming. That'll be on Saturday at 11 o'clock. So it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Sydney Schwabe after Layla in the circle for Hillsboro-Central Valley. This one is going to miss out of the zone for a ball, as we'll have a new pitcher here with Tinley will be in the circle. Tinley Dickoff now in the circle here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. The 2-2 pitch on the way. This one swung on and missed, and Tinley gets the strikeout. 1 batter, 1 down here in the bottom of the second inning. So first time through the lineup for Thompson, able to get 4 runs across, a couple of hits. They were advantage of an error as well. They left 2 runners on base in the first. Schwabe hit one to left center field, one hopped the wall, got a triple, then came in to score on the Drew Schwab double her last time up. 1 ball, no strikes here for the Thompson Tommies, looking for win number 14 of the season in their 21st game. For the Burrows, looking for win number 5 of the season on their 17th game of the year. as this is in there for a strike at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here for Tinley Dickoff in the circle with Peyton Quam behind the plate. A 1-1 pitch on the way to Schwabe. Now it'll be 1-2. So next couple weeks, the question is, can you still stay alive about 2 weeks from now to make your way to Jamestown is where you want to go. Here's the 1-2 offering. This is scolded into left, coming on, and this will one-hop Jelmstead. Rounding first, on her way to second is going to be Schwabe, and she takes a big extra step here down the stretch, and she slides in safely. Schwabe will get the single and take third on the air, and the hustle here. And Sydney Schwabe, for the second time, is right back where she started from in the first inning. As she's going to be in there safe. Did a nice job sliding in. Quick relay from Jelmstead to Kittleson to Hattlestead, not in time. And all of a sudden now 1 down with a runner at third here with Drew Schwab. Schwab with an RBI already in the infield playing in. As Quam smothers that in the dirt, it'll be 1-0. Seeing how speed kills. Doesn't matter what the sport is, but Schwabe rounding first. He got that little extra gear in her step at second base and able to scamper into third. And an extra 60 feet for the Tommies. We'll see if it pays off, as this one will miss out of the zone at 2-0. Seeing Region 2 continue to grow over the last couple of years with Carrington, with Langdon area, with Northern Lights. Some of those teams will either have co-ops or programs of themselves, as Kritzberger gets a chance at this one, but this will drop in. Looking to tag originally from third. It won't matter, as Schwab will get an RBI single here. Schwabe comes in to score. Drew gets her second run driven into the contest. It's now 5-2 in favor of Thompson. As Kaya Hurst with a single with a run scored her last time up. Runner at first base again is Schwab, as she will stay put. This one swung on Kaya. Awfully good on the basketball court here the last couple years as well for the Thompson Tommies. And head coach Jason Brend when it comes to the girls basketball. The 0-1 pitch. This one is popped up. Kritzberger being able to camp underneath this one. Here's the throw back in, and there'll be 2 down. So Kritzberger handles the fly out there to center for the second out of the inning, as now it'll be Marley Kurtz, the senior third baseman, hit by a pitch with a run scored. Her last time up, comes up to the plate here for Thompson. Here's the pitch on the way from Tinley. This one foul. There'll be 0-1. Batter number 5 of the inning here for the Thompson Tommies. And Thompson, their first state tournament appearance back in 2012, and since then seen what 2012 looked like in the state compared to 5 years ago and so forth. Softball definitely was one of those sports that really took off. Now kind of a little bit plateauing, if you will, in the state in terms of just the programs compared to what it was 7-8 years ago, where every year you had 3, 4, 5 different teams, a little bit more out west. Now in Region 1, there's still 6 to 7 with Maple River having their JV program, as you'll have 1 ball and 2 strike, and then you have the co-op of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinta, Rosso, Lidgerwood, which that's just an alphabet soup school with softball and baseball. But again, if you can get a couple of those programs to make their own teams, there's maybe an extra 2 or 3 schools that are particularly in their own region to get another couple of areas. So that's always the thing when it comes to co-ops a little bit. Do you have enough to form your own, or do you keep the same? The 2-2 pitch is, look out, this one nearly in the press box at 2-2. Another foot down, we would have been like the 4th of July in the press box here, scattering a little bit on that one. Regardless, it's 5-2 Thompson here, as they got the run across with a Drew Schwab single to bring Schwabe in. The 2-2, that'll miss out of the zone as Quam comes out of her crouch position. Now it works the count full at 3-2. So Tinley looking for her second strikeout of the inning and trying to get the Burros back to the plate. Thompson has plated a run across so far here in the second, as this one is going to be lofted into left field. Jelmstead comes underneath it, and Jelmstead able to glove it to retire this side. A pair of base knocks here. A A run does come in via the air. One runner left on base. 2 complete here on our Nodak Insurance Chris Moen scoreboard. It's 5-2 in favor of the Thompson Tommies here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsboro, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities and encourages all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs, encouraging everyone to promote school spirit, sportsmanship, and to support the Hillsboro-Central Valley students. It's the Hillsboro-Central Valley Booster Club.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
As we come back here in the top of the third inning, Danielle DuBois able to hit one to right center field, and she will be in there with a stand-up double on the second pitch of the at-bat from Olson. And the Burros in the first, second, and now the third innings able to get their leadoff batter on here for HCV. So going back to what we said earlier, the Burros, their bats will continue to come around throughout this particular game or any game in general, scoring 4 runs against the Vikings back on yesterday. HCV was able to plate a ton of runs across against Hankinson in game number 1 of their doubleheader, 26-3 against Hankinson, and then they fell short 7-6 in game number 2. As Willison, the designated player, we'll see this one missing outside for a ball. It's now 3-0. High school softball, as with baseball, up to 7 innings unless you start talking about the mercy rule, as this will be a walk. As Wilson will take the free pass, 5th walk of the contest here for the Burros, as they will have runners at first and second. High school softball here on YourLiveEvent.com, and also simply subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can check out all the games from the winter, fall months as well, and get ready for our Summer All-Star Series with the Shields Softball All-Star Series. We'll have the Optimist Volleyball and the Lions Basketball Series all upcoming in June and July. Wild pitch will allow the runners to move up 60 feet. Willison will take second. DuBois will scamper to third, and now it's a 1-ball-and-1-strike count upcoming here, as this one will miss for a ball at 2-0 as Tinley taking the pitch here as coming in for Kaya Schnault after Kaya hit a single with a run scored, as that'll miss. It'll be now 3-1. So Tinley taking the spot there in the lineup of Kaya Schnault after working a inning of in the circle. The 3-1 pitch in there for a strike. 3-2. Dickoff, just a 7th grader here for head coach Corey Erickson. One of 2 middle schoolers on the varsity roster here. She swings on and miss. Abby Olson gets the strikeout, her 3rd, and now it's Megan Ensign. Ensign, the junior second baseman, also can pitch here for Coach Erickson with a walker last time up in the 2nd inning, was stranded at 3rd base. Now it'll be 1-0. Burros have put runners on base. They left 2 runners on in the 1st. They left the bases loaded in the 2nd. 1-0 in there for a strike at 1-1. So a double by DuBois, a walk by Williston. The pass, the wild pitch allowed him to get to 2nd and 3rd. As this one swung on and missed, now at 1-2. So 1 down here on our scoreboard, brought to you in part by Chris Moen with Nodak Insurance Company. 1-2 pitch on the way. This one, an excuse me check swing a little bit to center field. Schwabe is there and not going to be deep enough or far enough as Danielle Du Bois took a step or two towards home plate. And by the time she had to re-tag, Schwabe had it in her glove, quickly got it back into center, and there's 2 down. As Aaliyah Jomstead, the freshman left fielder, struck out looking her last time up. Will take one for a ball at 1-0. Then it goes back to where the Burros will love to have the bases loaded with a good hitter in Peyton Quam due up next. Here's the 1-0. This will go all the way to the backstop. Everybody will stay put. It will be 2 balls and no strikes. Quam has reached base twice via the walk here for the Burros on the on-deck circle. Olsen looks in here to Jomstead. This one is going to be hit and will be far enough unable for Andy to try to grab that one, or Layla there in right field, as that's a foul ball at 2 balls and 1 strike. It's taking a look, though. Rain continuing to come down a little bit here, but nothing in terms of halting or stopping the game as we're in the top of the 3rd inning. Olsen looks in. That'll run up out of the zone now at 3-1 as the quick throw back. Kurtz trying to apply the tag there on Du Bois as down by 3 are the Burros, as this one will miss, and it'll be a 5-pitch walk. 6th walk for Olsen. Du Bois stands at 3rd base. At 2nd is Willison. At 1st again is Jomstead, and here comes Peyton Quam. Peyton Quam, as a freshman, was part of the top of the order last season, kind of working on the bottom of the order a little bit with Corey Erickson, just in terms of the players that they had, and she really wanted to be a leadoff hitter, and so far has done an extremely nice job this season for the Burros doing just that, being a leadoff batter. And if you're the Burros, about the best situation you could ask yourself here with some of your best batters coming up with bases full. Now it's just a matter of, can they continue the line with 2 outs? Peyton Quam, 1-0 in the count here with the pitch from Olsen. This one will miss out of the zone. Now it's 2-0. Burros sent 5 batters to the plate in the first, had 8 in the second, and so far the 6th batter in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-0 pitch upcoming from Olsen. That'll miss out of the zone at 3-0. See if Coach Erickson gives Peyton the green light, or if Peyton's taken the entire way, trying to bring a run across and a run driven in with a walk as well. She will take a strike now at 3-1. Burrows looking to see if Payne can get something up in the air to left center, left field. See if she can get Collin and Schwabe to run a little bit. The 3-1 pitch, that'll miss for a ball. And the Burros will take the bases loaded walk and chip into that deficit, trailing it now by 2. Du Bois comes in to score. Willison will take her base at 3rd. At 2nd is Jomstead, and Quam now stands at 1st base. As Kittleson will also work with a hitter's count. 1 of 2 today with a single for the junior shortstop. Here's the 1-0. That'll miss. Now 2-0. All of a sudden, Olsen looking to find the zone here in the circle for the Tommies. That'll miss at 3-0. And the Burros just trying to find a way to keep the line moving here. And they'll take a 4-pitch walk, get it back within a run. And they will take the 4-pitch walk and get it back within a run, as Willison will come in to score the 2nd run of the inning. Jomstead will make her way to 3rd. Quam will go to 1st, and Kittleson now is aboard with a base with the walk. We'll take a quick break as Coach Chandler wants to talk it over here in the circle with his team on your live event.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get to see Teak. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy.
Coach Chandler talks it over here with Abby Olsen after a quick little break. It will be a ball to Carsey Hattlestead. Hattlestead 0 for 1 with the strikeout back in the first, a walk in the second. The 1-0 pitch, that'll miss out of the zone, now 2-0. And for the Burros right now, the tying run stands at third, and the go-ahead run stands at second here for HCV. The 2-0 pitch, this one will come in and run in, now 3-0. 5-pitch walk to Jelmstead, a 5-pitch walk to Quama, 4-pitch walk to Kittleson. The 3-0 to Hattlestead is in there for a strike. Tommy's looking for one good out to take the lead and keep it in the bottom of the third. This one is going to be laced to center. Coming in to score will be Jelmstead. Peyton Quam makes the turn. She's coming in. It's a 2 RBI single, and Carsey Hattlestead, the junior third baseman, delivers the goods with a 2 RBI single. Now 6-5 as the Burros have plated 4 runs so far here in the inning. Peyton Quam's speed able to get in from second after the single right up the middle, and this one will come in and hit Kritzberger. So hit by a pitch. Kittleson will go towards third base. Hattlestead will take second. Kritzberger will take first. And the Burros have batted around here in the third inning, as making sure that Kritzberger's good at first base. Corey Erickson takes a look across, gives her the thumbs up. And now will be Danielle Du Bois, who started this inning off with an opposite field double to right center here for HCV. Burros with their lead, and they will add on to it as this one goes all the way to the backstop. Coming in to score will be Kittleson. Addleston makes her way to third base, and Kritzberger to second. And so far, Matt Chandler will come out and talk it over again with Abby Olson, and that'll be 1-0, and we'll see if Abby will be coming up here. It looks to be we'll have a pitching change. We'll let you know who's coming on in the circle next and some of the defensive changes for the Tommies on your liveevent.com.
Spring arrives, so does allergy season. Stop at Hillsboro Drug for all of your allergy medications, along with over-the-counter medications, vitamins, health and beauty items, and more. Don't forget, you can now text Hillsboro Drug anytime for your prescription refills, 701-636-5231. Remember, Hillsboro Drug also offers free delivery in Hillsboro and Halstead. There's always something new at Hillsboro Drug, with a great selection of seasonal items, gifts, and cards for all occasions. They're always happy to help you, and they thank you for your business at Hillsboro Drug and Gift.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early, because sometimes it's gone early, because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
As we're to the top of the third inning here, just a straight switch. The pitcher will go to first, and the first baseman will go to the pitcher. Abby Olson, 2 2/3 innings of work, 4 hits, 7 runs, 7 walks with 3 strikeouts. As now you'll have coming on in this one here for the Tommies will be the freshman in Andy Schwab. This pitching change brought to you in part by Brad Richter with Nodak Insurance Company. For all of your insurance questions, see Trail County's agents with answers. That's Agent Brad Richter in Hillsboro and Sales Associate Nick Preston in Mayville, providing you our pitching changes. So the Burros have 4 runs across so far in the inning. Danielle Du Bois, 1-0 here on the count for the senior first baseman, as Andy's able to get a strike across on our first pitch, now at 1-1. Willison due up next if Du Bois can find a way to get on base. The 1-1. This one foul tipped, and that'll be 1-2. So for Thompson right now, trying to get one more strike and minimize the damage here with a 6-5 again advantage with a 1-2 count upcoming, with Hendrickson behind the plate. As Du Bois with the 1-2. This one will miss outside, now 2-2. Now it's a 3 so you had a run with Quam, a run with Kittleson, a run with Du Bois early on with Willison and Jelmstead. So again, 5 runs as this one is foul back. 7-5 here on our scoreboard. As the Burros were able to get that last run across, then the ball, then pitching change here with Andy Schwab. Burros have done a lot of their damage via the walk here with 1, 2, 3, and 4 walks so far in the inning. Now make it 5 walks here in the inning and a hit by pitch. So bases full now for the Burros as Willison has scored 2 runs with 2 walks today. The throw down to third, not in time. Adelstead at third, Kritzberger at second, as we will have Du Bois at first base. This one will go all the way to the backstop, and we'll keep it now to a 1-ball-and-1-strike count. Burrows, batter number 11 here in the lineup, as this one will miss for a ball at 2-1. Thompson, bottom half of the third inning, will be bringing their 5, 6, and 7 batters to the plate with Hendrickson due up. As this will be swung on and missed. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. As Schwab is looking for the punch out. The 2-2 is going to be hit down the right field line, and this will go foul. So we'll do it all over again at 2 balls and 2 strikes here in Thompson. Contest that got underway 50 minutes ago here in Thompson. Well, 54 to be precise. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed, and there's a strikeout for Andy to retire the side, but not before the Burros able to plate 5 runs across in the inning. The Burros leave the bases loaded for the second consecutive time, as well as we head to the bottom of the third here on YourLiveEvent.com.
One can get Secret Service level protection, but with Irie Insurance you can. You see, we've got your back, protecting homes, vehicles, businesses, crops, and so much more. Ensuring you've got the protection you need and all your questions answered faster than you can say classified information. Get protected. Get Irie Insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com for a free quote and consultation.
Are you dreaming of building or remodeling your dream home? This is Sonia from the Lighting Gallery, and we can help you from the time you start that dream to the time that your last fixture is hung in your room. We can come out to your house and do an in-home lighting design, picking out fixtures, working within your budget, working within your style, and putting together a full lighting package for you that makes your house feel like a home. If you're building, you're remodeling, visit us at the Lighting Gallery, located at 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks.
You're feeling that spring sensation, and that means it's time to put a spring in your step over to Mayport Hardware. They've got it all, the seeds, soil, pots, and garden tools you need to make your green thumb glow. If you're spring cleaning, pick up some paint or rakes to spruce up your home and yard. They also have appliances to put that tax refund to good use, and the bikes and lawnmowers, they're just ready to roll out the door. Keep that spring sensation at Mayport Hardware, Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
Bottom of the third inning we go here in Thompson with a new score, 7-5 Burros here on YourLiveEvent.com. Hendrickson falls behind the count 0-1 and takes a strike now at number 2 here against Tinley Dickhoff, as Tinley will be coming on here for her second inning of work with Andy due up next. And Carly, as this one is going to be fouled, and we'll do it all over again at 0-2. Tommy's 5 runs across on 5 hits. They've left 3 so far with 1 error. Well, for Hillsboro-Central Valley, the Burros 7 runs across on just 4 hits. The Burros have left 8 batters on base, but they have committed 2 errors, as this one is smoked right back up the middle. It'll be a leadoff single here for Thompson. And the Tommies, for the second time here in this contest, are able to get a run across, or a runner at first base. So again, 7 runs across here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. 2 runs in the second, 5 in the third. Thompson, 4 runs in the first and 1 run in the second, as this one's going to one-hop the catcher. So Hendrickson will scamper down to second base on the wild pitch, and there will be a runner in scoring position. As Andy Schwab, the freshman first baseman, struck out swinging her last time up, working the count full for the freshman first baseman here in Thompson. as the rain is starting to come back a little bit here. 1-0 pitch. This one will be out of the zone now at 2-0. Thompson after this will host Langdon on Saturday for the Region 2 tournament. Hillsboro-Central Valley closes out the regular season tomorrow in Hillsboro, hosting the Patriots of Mayport CG. Patriots and Central Cass went to a barn burner yesterday here on your live event in Castleton. The Squirrels, and alongside the Patriots, hitting some home runs in that one in Castleton. Two teams who are going to try to vie for a region respective title in 1 and 2, and then also try to find a way to possibly make it to state if they're able to do so. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The runner at second here with Hendrickson. The 2-2 pitch upcoming here from Tenley. Strike 3 looking for the first out of the 3rd inning. As Liason will be coming up now for Thompson. As Sidney, the freshman designated player, will be coming up here as Dickoff so far for an inning and a third of work. As this is going to be hit to left center field. Chasing is Jelmstead. She's not going to get there. Rounding third is Hendrickson. She will come on in. Well, for Sidney, she will take second on a stand-up double, and the Tommies are back within 1. So Fiona comes in to score. Nice piece of hitting there from the freshman Sidney, getting into left center field, similar to where Schwabe was able to hit one earlier today for a triple. And now Claire Calling, the sophomore left fielder, coming up here for Thompson. This one goes right off the hands of Tinley all the way to the backstop. And as we alluded to earlier, just with a little bit of the moisture that you have with the rain and going to the outfield, we haven't seen too many pitches like that just going off the hand of a pitcher and immediately towards the backstop. The wild pitch. Sidney will get to third base here with 1 down. And we'll see if Calling can have a productive out here, bare minimum, for the Tommies as the infield comes in. The 1-0 is going to be hit on the ground, backhanded and over, then eventually by Ensign. So for Claire, she will get a board. Coming in to score will be Sidney, and now we're knotted at 7 apiece. Trying to backhand that one at second was Ensign. It just maybe was off the glove a little bit there. Trying to keep it in front of her, unable to do so. Trying to backhand it, now Calling stands at first base. It's Gemmel 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. This one will come in, and that'll hit her. 1 pitch, hit by pitch. Calling will take second. Runners at first and second now here for the Tommies as the infield will come in and give Tinley an opportunity to talk it over here, and also what the play might potentially be for Thompson with their leadoff batter in Sidney Schwabe. Schwabe with a triple, a single. She's came in and scored 2 runs so far here for Thompson, and now a chance to add on to it and give the Tommies the lead right back. The Thompson Tommies 4 runs in the first, a run in the second, 2 so far here in the third. A contest that we've seen the batters take full advantage so far here today with hits, getting bases, running around the diamond, that and more. This one will miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. Make sure you stay tuned once we get to our post-game show. We'll get to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, that and more still to come. 1-0, that'll miss for a ball. Now it's going to be 2-0. Jelmstead and Kritzberg have been kept busy in left and center field so far today. Onus stands in right. Du Bois at first base. Ensign, as we mentioned moments ago, at second, with Kittleson at short, Hattlestead at third, and Peyton Quamby on the plate. The 2-0. And therefore a strike at 2-1. Quam and Kittleson, for Borough fans, will be good to see them back next season. We've seen some good plays out of them this year at behind the plate and at shortstop. Here's the 2-1 offering on the way. This one foul back. Now it's going to be 2-1. Well, on the opposite side here for Coach Chandler, there's going to be some different positions with this senior class to fill with Schwab, and also with the senior class here in Kurtz in the starting lineup, and Gemmel as well here today. As we've seen from Thompson, not just in softball, but a lot of programs in recent years, just kind of not so much regroup, but more so reload with the next class that's making their way through. As we'll have a full count here for Sydney. Sydney worked the count full in the first and hit one to deep left center field for a triple. That was against Chenault. That's now going up against Tinley Dickhoff here with a full count with runners at first and second. That'll miss for a ball. Sydney did a good job not doing too much on that particular at bat. Seeing if she could drive something through the zone. Base is full here for the Tommies. Drew Schwab with a double back in the first with a run driven in, with a single in the second on top of that as well. Has a run driven in there. Base is full and Quam snowcoves that one before it goes to the backstop. Thompson, their seventh batter to the plate here in the bottom of the third inning. Runner at third base is calling. Gemmel stands at second, and Schwabe at first here for the Tommies as the infield comes in for the Burros. This is going to be hit in the air. Making a run after this one is the first baseman, and that'll be foul for a strike with the boys. So the boys went after that one. That'll be 1-1 strike. The Minnesota Twins back in action later today as they will square off with the New York Yankees. So Timberwolves fall behind 3-2 in their series with the Denver Nuggets. Later tonight for Twins baseball, again, that'll be at 6:40 against the Bronx Bombers, as this one is in there for a strike at 1-2. Lopez against Stroman here at Target Field. The game on Amazon Prime for those of you who are having Comcast issues. You can watch possibly the game a little bit later on tonight. The 1-2 pitch, that'll be out of the zone now, 2-2. So for both teams, it's been a back and forth, teeter-totter game when it comes to hitting today. Dickhoff looking for her third strikeout in the circle. The 2-2 pitch will miss. Now 3-2 and similar of what we saw with Abby Olson last inning. Tenley unable to hit the zone consistently enough here for the Burros in the circle this bottom of the third inning. Here's the 3-2 pitch on the way. This one is loped and over the glove of the shortstop, Kittleson, coming into scores, calling. Gemmel quickly comes right behind her to score, and it's a 2 RBI screaming double on the way by Drew Schwab, and the Tommies have taken now a 9-7 lead. Not having to move too much was Kittleson, but by the time she maybe got her glove up just a little bit, maybe deflected off the glove just a skosh, Schwabe goes to third. Schwab makes her way to second, hits her second extra base hit of the contest, and now for the Tommies, they will have runners in scoring position for their number 3 batter in Kaya Hurst, and it hits her. So Hurst will get one pitch, and she will take first base. This will be batter number 9 upcoming here for Thompson. It's Corey Erickson will come out here for the Burros. We'll take a quick break with them on YourLiveEvent.com.
Beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro. You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Angus, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032. 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or the whole from Mueller Angus, Hillsboro.
Insurance answers should come easily from local agents you know and trust. Someone down the road, not across the country. From Watford City to downtown Fargo, Nodak Insurance agents know the protection you need. From the Peace Garden to the geographical center of North America. We're focused on North Dakota's farms, ranches, small towns, and cities, so the answers are right in front of you. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll have coverage of the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 3rd and 4th.
Closey with the 0-2 pitch.
The Optimist Volleyball Series on June 10th and 11th.
Right corner, West is there for the dig. Backs at Boganry for another kill.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 15th and 16th.
Really nice quality second half. Goes off the backboard for the duck to Carson Yale.
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Kaya Chenault returns here for the Burros, able to get one inning of work in before she was relieved for Tinley. Tinley Dickoff went an inning at third. Base is full, though, as now it's to Kurtz here, who's 0 for 1 today with a run scored, as this one's going to be popped up. Ensign and Du Bois. Ensign calls everybody off for the outs. That will be to Fiona as the Tommies have batted around the order here in the bottom of the third inning. As Thompson continues to add on to their run total here, what they've been able to do with 4 runs across here for the Tommies. This one's going to be hit on the ground to the third baseman, backhanded there by Hattelstead as she will retire it herself. 2 pitches, Chenault gets 2 outs to retire their side. But 4 runs do come in here for the Thompson Tommies in the bottom of the third as they retake the advantage 9-7 here on your liveevent.com.
Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Hillsboro, North Dakota invites you to experience the love of God. Our Savior supports all youth with academics, athletics, music, art, dance, and drama, and offer meaningful opportunities for people of all ages. Join us for worship at 8:30 or 10:30 each Sunday morning, in person or watch on television, HTC Channel 34, or online, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or at oslchillsboro.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. This spring has been a trying time, and we may feel everything is out of our control. Please remember to slow down and stay safe this spring. Come home to your families each and every night. Please use this time to make sure your planter is ready to go. Keep downtime to a minimum. When you get into the fields, we are here to help you with any planting issues that may come up. RDK Enterprises, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we head to the top of the 4th inning here on your liveevent.com, it's 9-7, Thompson and Hillsboro-Central Valley. As reinserting now into the game will be Chenault to lead things off here for HCV. There's 7, 8, and 9 batters here in the 4th, as they will have Ensign and Jelmstead due up next. As you have Andy Schwab pitching a strike, it'll be 1-1. And we have an update for you here in Region 1. They're going to have to move the baseball tournament back at least 24 hours. They had the game scheduled for tomorrow and Friday. Now it's going to be Friday and Saturday. Game times will still remain the same, and it's still scheduled to be in Castleton. Unless we get a lot more water over the next 24 hours, then the backup option we will see. The mecca of Region 1 the last couple of years has been Enderlin with the sandy soil at Hendrickson Field to get baseball action in the last 2 years in the Region 1 tournament. So we will wait an extra 24 hours to get some postseason coverage in when it comes to at least Region 1 baseball. This one goes to Drew. There goes the short way to Olson, 4-3 on the putout, 1 down. And for the first time, the Burros don't have a leadoff runner on here to start an inning. So 1 down as you go to Megan Ensign, check swing, and about another 5 feet. That would have been right into the press box. Instead, that's a strikeout. As that's a strike that is. That'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Trying to multitask here, letting our crew know tomorrow that, hey, you don't have to worry about going to Castleton for some baseballs. This one will miss in the dirt at 2-1. 2-1 offering out of the glove. It'll now be 3-1. Megan Ensign 0 for 1 today, And she will get her second free pass with the walk. The second one here by Andy. And we're going to have, coming on will be Abigail Anderson, or Abby the freshman, as she will come on here in courtesy run for Megan Ensign, as Jelmstead will come on and hit. So Anderson will make her way to first base with a courtesy runner, as Jelmstead with a walker last time up in the third with a run, scored 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. And for the Burros, it's kind of been, if you will, the old boxing rock'em sock'em robots here. Both teams putting up some runs. First pitch going to second base in there with a head first slide is Anderson. The only time that we've seen a 0 put up on the board in terms of runs was the top of the first inning, and the Burros had runners at scoring position at second and third with no outs. As this will go back to the pitcher. Andy goes across the diamond. As this throw is going to go underneath the third baseman, Kurtz, and it'll be a throwing error. Coming to score is Anderson, and there's another run. It's 1-3 on the putout, but eventually there with Olsen, one-hopped Kurtz coming across the diamond. There's 2 down, but a run does come in to score to make it now 9-8. And now it goes to Peyton Quam. Quam with 3 walks so far here today, as she will take a ball. Now 1-0. If there's someone on the particular batter here for the Burros, if you're Thompson, they don't want to have him to beat. It's probably Hattlestead or Quam when it comes to those in the plate, as this is going to be a lazy fly to right center field. Schwabe is there. A quick inning here on the top of the 4th inning to retire this side. But for the Burros, they do score 1 run, no hits off of an error, and they leave none. New score on our Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard. It's 9-8 Thompson here on your liveevent.com.
One can get Secret Service level protection, but with Irie Insurance you can. You see, we've got your back, protecting homes, vehicles, businesses, crops, and so much more. Ensuring you've got the protection you need and all your questions answered faster than you can say classified information. Get protected. Get Irie Insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com for a free quote and consultation.
This is Austin Reed with Dakota Heritage Bank. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we have a strong background in ag and business lending, but we can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. If you're in need of a loan, visit us at one of our locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future.
Thompson and Hillsboro-Central Valley here on your liveevent.com. Chase Miller with you here today in Thompson. As for the Tommies, they will be sending to the order after 1 run comes across the Burros in the top half of the frame. Andy Schwab swung on and missed. It's now 0-1, so back to the 6, 7, and 8 batters coming up. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way from Chenault. This one is going to be fisted into right. The right fielder, Onis, comes on, 1 hops, and Andy is aboard with a leadoff base knock here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As now Sidney Eliason will be coming up to the plate here for the Thompson Tommies. Chenault looks in behind the plate to Quam, as that'll miss for a ball at 1-0. Sidney with a double with a run scored her last time up. So far, 1 of 2 today, reached base twice via the error back in the 1st inning. This one is going to be hit to the first baseman, gloved by the backhand by Du Bois, does a good job, and there's 1 down. A little pop out there. Now it's DeClaire calling. As Claire calling 1 of 2 today with a single her last time up. Runner at first base is Andy Schwab, 1 down here. Schwab will stay put, that one in there for a strike at 0-1. So a 9-8 contest so far here in Thompson. The question is, how many will be enough to score on our scoreboard here today? Is it 10? Is it 11? We'll find out. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That'll miss. Now 1-1. Gemmel due up next, then back to the top of the lineup. Here for the Thompson Tommies. Over the coming weeks, you have state when it comes to track and field a week. From Thursday in Bismarck, you'll have state golf upcoming, baseball, softball. As that one will miss, now at 2-1. The Shields Softball All-Star Series will be June 3rd and the 4th. June 3rd in Bismarck, June the 4th in Castleton on that Tuesday. We'll have those for you on yourliveevent.com. East versus the West. Seen some pretty good athletes come out of that particular series as this one's hit to center. Kritzberger goes back and off of her glove. As now you'll have Schwabe to second base. And getting on base here will be Claire calling via the air. And you'll have runners at first and second with Layla Gemmel coming up. 0 for 1 was hit by a pitch with a run scored her last time up. So that means now for some dual sport athletes upcoming on Saturday, they'll have a regional track that they might have to contend with baseball, but also from a parent's point of view, as this one will be in the dirt. It'll be 1-0. You'll have Region 1 softball and baseball going on at the same time, with Region 1 baseball being in Castleton, Region 1 softball in Hankinson. Region 2, you'll have a couple of different locations for the quarterfinals for softball. Then everything makes its way to Mayville State, upcoming with the first pitch at 10:30 in the morning to get things off in Mayville, upcoming on Saturday on yourliveevent.com, as Onis will come in at right, able to glove it there. Everybody stays put. 2 down now here in the 4th. As it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Cindy Schwabe. And as we said earlier with Quam, if you're Thompson, here's someone who you want coming up to the plate with runners on for the Tommies. Schwabe with a triple in the first, able to come in and score. Single, reach base on an error to third, able to come in and score, and walked in, was stranded at third base her last time up. Runners at first and second here with 2 down. As this one is in there for a strike now, it's 0-1. So Schwabe, 4th time she's came up to the plate. And for Chenault, came back on relief, got a couple outs early. This one will miss, now be 1-1, looking to give Thompson their first 0 in an inning of which they have batted in this particular game. Runner at second base is Andy Schwab. Runner at first is Claire calling again. 1-1 pitch from Chenault. That'll miss for a ball. It's now 2-1. As 2 balls, 1 strike on the way. Drew Schwab due up next if Sydney can find a way to get on base. Chenault with the pitch. That'll miss in at 3-1. Pretty similar spot to where she just missed a pitch to go. HCV playing Sydney to pull a little bit there with Hattlestead at third base trying to take away the line, and then Kittleson a little bit more, almost more on the third base side than the second base side. It's short. Won't matter. It's a 5-pitch walk for Schwabe, her second free pass of the afternoon. And now the bases are full of Tommies. So Schwab, that's Andy, stands at third. Drew stands at home trying to bring her in, while Collins at second. And Cindy Schwab is at first. Chenault with the pitch. This one will miss in, now 1-0. A couple of doubles so far today for Drew and a single. Double, single, double so far through her first 3 innings at the plate. The 1-0 pitch. This one is going to be hit down the left field line, and that is going to at least bring in 2, might clear the bases. Rounding first, on her way home is going to be Schwabe. Making her way to third base is Drew Schwab, and she's going to slide in safely. It's a bases clearing knock on the way here for the senior on senior day, and the Thompson Tommies have now taken a 12-8 advantage. So coming in will be Andy Schwab. Colleen will make her way to come in. You'll have Sydney Schwabe able to go from first to home, and Drew Schwab able to get to third base. So Jelmstead saw a couple hops in front of her and then unable to keep the softball in front of her. 2 runs were coming in regardless, but with that one getting all the way to the backstop or all the way to the fence, that'll allow Sydney Schwabe to get from first to home, and then that'll allow Drew Schwab to take out what would be a double, more than likely, then into now that third base. So a couple of big runs across the board here for Thompson, as now they have plated 3 runs in the inning. This is going to be a lazy fly ball. That could be trouble, and that's going to be in there for a fair ball. It is rounding first. On her way to second is Kai Hurst. Here's the throw in time for the out. Hurst went to stretch inside, able to apply the tag. Coming in to score, though, is Drew Schwab to make it a new score at 13-8. So Kai Hurst gets the RBI single on the way there for Thompson. But a new score as we head to the 5th. It's 13-8 Tommies here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Building or remodeling your dream home. This is Sonia from the Lighting Gallery, and we can help you from the time you start that dream to the time that your last fixture is hung in your room. We can come out to your house and do an in-home lighting design, picking out fixtures, working within your budget, working within your style, and putting together a full lighting package for you that makes your house feel like a home. If you're building, you're remodeling, visit us at the Lighting Gallery, located at 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
So far, it's a 2-0 count, now 3-0 to Kittleson. Kittleson with a single, a walk, and a run scored so far here today. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike at 3-1. Hattlestead, then Kritzberger here. 2, 3, and 4 batters due up as this will miss for a walk, and Kittleson will climb aboard with a walk here for Hillsboro-Central Valley, with Hattlestead due up next here for the Burros. This one for Hattlestead, a strikeout in the first, a walk in the second, and a single her last time up in the third. Hits one. This is going to be popped up and I'll go foul. If you've brought your glove today in Thompson, you've had a couple of opportunities via the foul ball to make a catch. It'll be now 1-1. The Burros down to their final 9 outs of the game. This one is popped up. Kurtz and Hurst, and it'll be Kurtz, the third baseman, to glove it for the first out of the 5th inning. So there's 1 down, and now it's Kritzberger, who's 0 for 2 and hit by a pitch her last time up in the 3rd inning. And she will be hit by a pitch as she slams the bat down in a little disgust as she wanted to have a chance to swing. Back-to-back times that she's taken 1 pitch and was hit by a pitch. Kittleson will go to second. Kritzberger now will be at first base, and Danielle Du Bois, who hit one on a line to right center field back in the 3rd inning, 1 of 2 today with a run scored and a walk, takes a ball here at 1-0. Andy Schwab in the circle here for the Tommies. Falls behind the count, the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike, now 1-1. So for the Burros, trying to answer the runs that they've given up here to the Tommies, as that'll miss, now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the way here. This one will miss out of the zone to make it 3-1. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike at 3-2. So a walk by Kettleson, a pop out by Hattlestead, a hit by pitch by Kritzberger, and the 3-2 pitch upcoming. Got a miss for a ball here with Danielle Du Bois, and she will earn the free pass. So the Burros have loaded the bases with no hits, and for Matt Chandler, going to quickly just come out here and talk it over with his pitcher and says everybody else just kind of stay put. This allows us to get to our in-game update, brought to you in part by Ryan Updahl with Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsboro. Home, auto, business, life, farm insurance. Visit the agency downtown Hillsboro. Call 701-436-5777. Farmers Union Insurance, a Ryan Updahl agency update. Well, for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros, 2 runs in the second, 5 runs in the third, a run in the fourth. While for Thompson, 4 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 4 runs in the third, and 4 runs in the fourth. We've seen a single, we've seen a double, we've seen a triple. Have not seen the home run variety yet, but when it comes to this particular contest, it's been runs aplenty so far here today, as this one will miss out of the zone with Willison. Evelyn so far with 2 runs scored on 2 walks, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. This will miss out of the zone. It'll be now 2-0. And we've seen the 4 pitchers, whether it's the 2 from Thompson or the 2 from the Burros, as this one's going to get by Hendrickson behind the plate. And coming in to score from third will be Kittleson. Kritzberger will take third base. Du Bois will take second. It's now 13-9. That one in there for a strike on a 3-0. Now 3-1. And Willison with the 3-1, hits one on the ground to Hurst. Hurst goes across the diamond. A run does come in, but the Tommies will take the out. Run driven in on the way for Williston. She's put away 6-3. Kritzberger comes in to score, and Du Bois has to stay put there. As now it's Takaya Chenault. So 2 down here in the 5th inning. For both teams, it's something you'll take. For the Burros, cut that deficit to 3 for the Tommies. Now you're 7 outs away from where you were before that at bat at 8. As will be 2-1 here to Kaya Chenault. Chenault today 1 of 2 with a single and a run scored. Schwabe able to work the count full, now 2-2. Kind of like Mark Burley in the circle, if you will. Gets the ball and lets fire and deliver. 2-2. This one is going to be hit up the first base line, and that'll go foul. Some might say a former Thompson Tommy pitcher, and Brady Wolfgram doesn't waste too much time either when he's on the bump. When it comes to baseball, gets the ball, looks in, gets his sign, and let's go. The 2-2. This one is going to be hit to center. Schwabe comes in and plays the 2 hops. They'll just go station to station here with Du Bois, and it'll be runners at the corners, and the tying run comes up to the plate. So Ensign will come on here with 2 walks, and then the courtesy runner in Anderson came on to score last time up in the 4th inning. This Lake making their way to second, and that's going to retire the side on the caught stealing. So for the Burros, they're able to get a couple of runs across here in the inning. They get 2 back, but they're trailing it by 3 as we head to the bottom of the 5th on your liveevent.com.
Schools. Their mission is to develop lifelong learners and responsible citizens. You can visit their website, tps-k12.org, for school announcements and calendars, lunch menus, weather announcements, athletic schedules, and more. Follow them on social media and share in Tommy Pride with student updates and events with Thompson Public Schools. Thompson Public Schools thanks all students, staff, parents, alumni, and community members for their continued support. Good luck to the Tommies. Learn more at tps-k12.org.
This is Tim Cazzette, your local Golden Harvest Seeds dealer. During these winter months, as you think ahead to the spring planting season, I remind you there is strong yielding varieties of Golden Harvest beans and corn available for spring delivery. There's discounts offered. Please ask me about Golden Advantage deferred payment options or any cash payment discounts. Call me, Tim Cazzette, at 701-430-0877, and thank you for planting Golden Harvest seeds on your farm.
You know, parenting is hard for all of us. And so providing those little resources that we can share for those conversations that are hard to have, and to kind of be that icebreaker for both professionals, parents, and then open up that conversation to the more engaging conversation that's needing to be had.
Being a parent myself, oftentimes it's the simple things that make a difference.
As a busy parent myself, just engaging with your kids, making it an everyday thing so they know that you're there. They can always come to you when those difficult situations do arise.
Contact Trail District Health Unit in Hillsboro for more information.
Bottom of the fifth inning we go. Middle of the lineup. 4, 5, and 6 batters here for Thompson, as Marley Kurtz will be coming up. Hit by pitch with a run scored. So far 0 for 2 today for the Tommies, as they see that 5-run deficit cut to 3-0. What a nice hop by Kittleson. Backhanded by Du Bois, but can't finish it there at first. That was close to nearly being caught on the line there. Kittleson flashing the leather, makes the throw to Du Bois, who is unable to backhand it, and reaching base via the air will be Kurtz. Tough one there if your HCV made a nice defensive play. Now for Thompson, can you get that one across with Hendrickson? As runner at first base again is going to be with Marley, and we'll see if she takes off or stays put. She will stay put. Quam kind of looks back the runner, as this will be now a ball at 1-0. Fiona with a single and a run scored in the third. So far 1 of 3 today here for the Tommies. Fiona, a sophomore catcher. The 1-0. This is going to be hit in the air, as coming on is going to be Kritzberger, and Kritzberger sees this one drop in front of her. So moving up 60 feet will be Mariley. Fiona will take first base here on the base knock. And Thompson now will send up Andy Schwab. Andy 1 of 2 today, got a single, 1 of 3 today, got a single with a run scored her last time up in the 4th. She takes a look at head coach Matt Chandler, makes sure she's got the sign. Runners in first and second with no down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Thompson looking to add on to their 3-run advantage. Quam keeps that one in front of her. It's now 1-0. So Chenault looking into Schwab here, as the Tommies and the Burros, if you like hitting, this has been the game for you today here in Thompson. 23 runs across so far here today. Patient hitting, taking some walks, hit by batters as well. That'll be 2-0. Postseason will be here sooner rather than later. Also, the Northeast Track and Field Meet, we'll have that for you here on yourliveevent.com in Hillsboro. That's scheduled to be on Friday afternoon here on Your Live Event. The 2-0. This one will miss. Now it'll be 3-0 for everybody out there. Hoping that there is rain just today. Then let's get through the next couple of days of postseason before you get to State Track and Field in Bismarck. 3 balls, no strikes on the way here. There's rain coming down a little bit in Chenault. You can see her with her right hand trying to rub off any moisture on her sweatshirt. The 3-0 pitch, she's trying to get a grip of that softball in there for a strike. Now at 3-1. We'll see what Andy does here with a 3-1 count in the batter's box against Kaya. That'll miss for a ball, and it's a 5-pitch walk. Base is full here for head coach Matt Chandler and the Tommies, as Sydney will be coming up, and there's nowhere to put her. A double her last time up in the 3rd inning with a run scored as well. She came in to score. As right now Thompson trying to work on a zip code, as they have a 4-1-4-4, and then we'll see what they're doing here in the 5th for runs scored across. As this will miss low for a ball. The Tommies and the Burros, I think a lot of really good historical, just not just in softball, but just in any sports. A nice little rivalry here between these two respective teams. The 1-0 pitch, that'll miss out of the zone. Quam, that'll be 2-0. Central Valley in the mix there for many a years. Now going with Hillsboro-Central Valley. Thompson right now leads it by 3 over those Burros here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Chenault this one, and having a dance at home plate there is, Sidney does a good job staying out of it, but all of a sudden now for the Tommies, probably 1 if not 2 pitches taken here by Eliason to make sure you see a strike coming across. Here's the 3-0 pitch from Chenault. This one is popped up, and that'll go out of play. And we'll make it now 3-1. So Region 1, Region 2, Region 3 baseball will be on yourliveevent.com. Region 1, Region 2 softball with the EDC softball tournament for Mickelson Field in Fargo will be on yourliveevent.com. The 3-1 will miss out of the zone, and everybody comes around the bases, 60 feet, as Marley will come in to score. Hendrickson now will stand at third. Schwab will be at second, and Lyson will stand over at first base. Claire Calling coming up here for the Tommies. This one will miss low. Reach base via the air her last time up, came in to score. Had a single with a run scored as well in the third inning. And the Tommies trying to break open this game where they already lead it by 4, but trying to get it up to 5, 6 or more with one swing of the bat. That one's going to be hit to left in front of Jelmstead. Jelmstead will quickly get it back in, and there's a RBI going the opposite field way for the sophomore left fielder in Colling. And for Thompson, they've been able to reach base via the air, single, walk, and single here. And coming in to score is Hendrickson. Schwab stands at third. Lyson stands at second. Calling stands at first. And the number 9 batter, and Gemmel will step up to the plate. Hit by pitch back in the third inning with a run scored. 0 for 2, fouls this one off, and it'll be 0-1. Region 2 besting Region 1 right now when it comes to high school softball in this particular contest in Thompson. Here's the 0-1 pitch. In there for a strike from Schnault, now 0-2. See Megan Ensign a little bit there as well. Going to be pitching once we get to the region tournament. And for both of these coaches trying to get out of this game as much as you can, wanting to win, wanting to make sure you get some reps for some of those younger players and keep everybody else healthy as best you can before you get to that postseason action, which will be here in Thompson for the Tommies on Saturday, then trying to make their way to Grafton on Monday. Well, for the Burros, they'll be making their way to Hankinson upcoming on Saturday morning to play the Eagles of Enderlin at 10 o'clock to open up the Region 1 softball tournament. Tomorrow, there'll be the play-in game at Northern Cass with Maple River and Northern Cass in Region 1. Maple River having a junior varsity schedule only, so they are automatically the 7th seed, where Northern Cass lost 2 games to Enderlin in Enderlin, which moved him down to the 6th seed. This one is laced to left field. Jumpstead brings it back in, and just like we saw before with Calling, everybody moves up 60 feet. It's another base knock, and now it's 16-10 here for Thompson. Corey Erickson's going to come out. We will take a quick pause here as well in Thompson on yourliveevent.com.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Base is full here to the bottom of the 5th inning. We go. Tinley Dickoff will come back into the circle here for Hillsboro-Central Valley. So for the Burros right now, trailing it by 6. There's still nobody out. Thompson so far here in the inning has sent 6 batters to the plate. They've all reached base in some manner. And now it's back to the top of the lineup here with Sydney Schwabe for the Thompson Tommies. Schwabe with 3 runs across so far here today for Thompson, and firing a strike is Dickoff. As the Burros looking for that first out of the inning, well, for the Thompson Tommies, Schwabe looking to put one in the outfield and See how far they can run around the bases. One swung on and miss. Now 0-2. For the Burros, once we get to the 6th, there'll be either 8, 9, and 1 batters due up in the top half of the 6th inning. But now if you're Thompson, you start taking a look at the scoreboard going, let's not worry about the 6th with a 6-run advantage, as this one's going to be hit up the first base line, and that'll go foul. Now 0-2. For the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros here, game number 17, while for the Thompson Tommies, game number 21 of their season. Outfield playing deep, particularly Kritzberger in center. Here's the 0-2 offering from Dickoff, and that'll miss for a ball, and that'll be 1-2. So runner at third base. Eliason calling, stands at second. Gemmel stands at first. The 1-2 pitch. The zone at 2-2. As this Thompson Tommy squad looking to get to 14-7 with a win here today in the season. The 2-2 pitch. This one is running in, fouled off there by Schwabe. A triple, a single, a walk, and a walk so far here today for the leadoff batter on senior day for the senior center fielder was Sidney. Able to honor the seniors a little bit earlier on, part of senior day here today in Thompson. Here's the 2-2. That'll be out of the zone. Now works the count full at 3-2. Saw a full count in the first, saw a full count in the third, and now seeing a full count here in the fifth for Sidney. The 3-2 pitch, that'll miss for a walk. And the Thompson Tommies will move everybody up a station yet again. 7 batters to the plate. It's either been a walk, single, or an error that has got him on base. We haven't seen the extra base knock hit as Drew Schwab will come up. And this will get through the glove of Quam for a moment. Able to come back, flips it underhanded, and able to get by the pitcher there with Tinley, and everybody will stay put. It'll be 1-0. Drew with a double in the first, a single in the second, a double in the third, and able to reach base via the single in the fourth, and had the error by Jumstead to move everybody up. That's going to be in there for a strike. A couple RBIs as well here for Drew so far today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Thompson, all of a sudden you start looking up, and up by 7, you start thinking about the mercy rule a little bit here with high school athletics. The 1-1. This is right back up the middle, backhanded there by Dickoff, able to go the short way. Does a good job staying with it and not trying to do too much there was Tinley, able to go to Quam to get the out. So Drew able to reach base on the fielder's choice. Colin retired at home. There's now 1 down here as Gemmel will make her way towards third. Schwabe at second, and Kaya Hurst, the 9th batter to the plate in the inning, will dig in. Hurst takes outside for a ball. Single, fly out, hit by a pitch, and a single so far today for the sophomore shortstop. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one will run all the way back to the backstop. Everybody stays put as Quam has to go from the third to the first side of the backstop. Here is Hurst with a hitter's count at 2-0. Tinley looking to find the zone here, but trying not to leave something too good for Hurst to try to rip to the gap. Here's a 2-0. This one goes right off the glove. Kittleson makes a nice diving play, goes across to first, not in time. What a play by Kittleson there as it goes off of Dickoff there in the circle. Kittleson then threw an absolute rope to Du Bois, but Hurst hustling out of the box, able to get the infield base knock, as coming in to score will be Gemmel. Schwabe will make her way towards third, and Schwab to second, Hurst now at first, and it's going to be an 18-10 score on our Nodak Insurance Company scoreboard. With agents with answers with Chris Moan, you can give them a call at 757-1613. That's 757-1613, as they'll just make sure that Tinley's good after that one back-to-back batters now has gone right back up to the circle. For the Burros on Monday in Hankinson, it was an interesting play. The softball hit the rubber, went right off the rubber, and went to the third baseman, Hattlestead, without hitting the pitcher. Took just an absolute bonkers turn, and then Hattlestead was able to throw the runner out at first. So it was just on a line that went right off the rubber, went to the third baseman. So we've seen a couple of plays so far here this week just following Hillsboro-Central Valley where a couple of softballs, whether it's been for or against HCV, going right back up the middle with some of these pitchers. But now all of a sudden it's 18-10 as Marley Kurtz, who started off the inning with a one-hopper to Kittleson, was able to get on base, is back up for the second time here in the fifth. And this one nearly hits Marley. Infield in, trying to take the run at home away, if there is something in on the ground. As you will have Schwabe at third, Schwab at second, and Hurst at first. A lot of speed here for the Tommies. The 1-0 pitch, hit on the ground, and that one just died in the batter's box. It'll be 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. As there's a 1 out here. As the Tommies trying to potentially put the game away here with a base knock. Well, for the Burros, looking for an out. This one's going to be hit on the ground up the third baseline. Foul now at 1-2. Coming up, we'll get to our post-game show. We'll get to our RDK feature precision play the contest. That and more still to come once we get to our post-game report here. We'll put a bow on the regular season for Thompson and get you ready for a Burro contest with the Patriots upcoming tomorrow in Hillsboro. The 1-2 offering. This one is popped up, and Quam looks back, and this one will go to the front row here. And we'll do it all over again at 1-2. The umbrella, the key word today, and the rain jacket. As we've seen the rain just kind of on and off again, come down via the mist. Maybe a little bit harder, but not too much by any stretch to delay the game once it started. Earlier today in the 3 o'clock hour, the 1-2. That'll miss for a ball now. 2-2. Taking a look, this game nearly 2 hours old, 1 hour and 52 minutes today here in Thompson. As Tinley Dickoff looks in with a 2-2. This one is popped in the air. Kritzberger having to come in. She was playing a deep center. This one will go off her right shoulder. Coming in to score will be Schwabe. Schwab rounding. Here's Kittleson's throw. Not in time. And the Thompson Tommies have now taken the 20-10 advantage. And in doing so, it is the 10-run rule variety here with that particular outcome. In a contest that does go 1 hour and 52 minutes here today in Thompson. Picking up the win for the Thompson Tommies. They will improve to 14-7 on the season. Picking up the loss for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros. They will drop to 4-13. Our post-game show is coming up next around the corner. Here from Thompson on Senior Day, the Tommies pick up the win in 5 on your liveevent.com.
And equipment updates at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. 50-foot Degelman Land Roller with 36-inch drums. One owner machine, good condition, priced at $39,000. 14-foot Woods Batwing Mower, one owner, local trade, $9,600. 2012 4830 four-wheel drive John Deere Sprayer. 132-foot boom, $1,700. 1,000-gallon tank, local machine, good condition, priced at $148K. Visit with Chuck or Joe at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada.
Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9 in Ada, invites you to order your new Chevrolet vehicles. From the Silverado, Trailblazer, and Traverse, Lee Brothers is your authorized Chevrolet dealer, providing sales and service to the area since 1975. For ordering your vehicles, talk with Mitch Smurfer J. Trust the experts who know your vehicles best and take advantage of great Chevy certified service offers today. Lee Brothers Sales, Highway 9, Ada. Call 218-784-2000.
Hi, this is Chrissy Thompson from the Hillsboro-Central Valley School District, reminding you that ethics, integrity, and respect are values important to our daily lives. In our sporting events, educational lessons, and lifetime values taught by school activities. Remember that one simple word, sportsmanship. It's how you play the game. This message is from the Hillsboro and Central Valley School Districts.
Well, here's a look at the final box score on this one on our post-game show. Thompson, 20 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors, and 8 runners left on base, while on the opposite side for the Hillsboro-Central Valley Burros here in this one. They will finish this contest with 10 runs, 5 errors, 5 hits, and 9 runners left on base. Here for the box score, Andy Schwab comes in relief, able to pick up the win on senior day here for Hillsboro-Central Valley, while on the opposite side for the Burros, Chenault will pick up the loss here for HCV. So with the win, Thompson able to improve to 14-7 on the season. With the loss, Hillsboro-Central Valley drops to 4-13. As we now get to our post-game show here on YourLiveEvent.com. This part of the portion of the program brought to you in part by Halstead Telephone Company. Halstead Telephone Company with our post-game connection. Halstead Telephone Company, keeping you connected. Discover local reliability you can trust. Go to halsteadtel.com. That again is halsteadtel.com. The Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection here today. A little bit of the free pass for both of these teams, taking walks, taking hit-by pitches, taking full advantage of it. Cindy Schwabe, for example, 3 consecutive walks to finish off her afternoon, a third, a fourth, and a fifth inning walk here in the leadoff spot for the Thompson Tommies, as they were able to get Chenault and also with Dickoff into some pretty good hitters counts, and it's the same thing with Olson and Schwab, the opposite side for HCV when they were at the plate here today. Du Bois with a couple of walks, Willison with a couple of walks. The free passes eventually did come in to score runs for both of these teams, but Thompson able to deliver a couple more hits, 11 of them in tow to be precise, and that was really the difference maker. But the walks into hits for the Thompson Tommies is our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection. We get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, and well, it's senior day, so let's give it to a little bit of the senior class here, and it starts like this. Cindy Schwabe able to go 2 for 2 with 3, make that 4 runs scored here today. Batting leadoff, Drew Schwab, another senior, with adding a couple of doubles with 3 runs driven in and a single, as she would also have 3 runs scored as well. Mariley Kurtz then able to get a hit by pitch with a walk in the first, reach base, and got scoring in the 5th as well. And then another senior with Gemmel able to get a hit by pitch with a walk scored in the 3rd and a single with a walk scored and a run driven in the 5th inning. The seniors today are our Enbridge Energy Players of the Game, all 4 of them on senior day here for the Thompson Tommies. Now to our Arctic Enterprises feature precision play of the contest, and for both of these teams able to score a lot of runs early. It was 4-0 Thompson after 1. HCV would come back and take the lead in the 3rd inning, leading it at 1 point, 7-5, but then 4 runs come across for Thompson in the 3rd inning. They would take the lead and not relinquish it after that through 3. That was the difference, that 4-run 3rd inning here for the Thompson Tommies, as they were able to bat around the lineup, able to score 4 runs on 4 hits, and they left the bases full on top of it. That was the difference in this game, was the bottom of the 3rd inning. That is our Arctic Enterprises feature precision play of the contest. Have a safe spring planting season. Thank you for your business. Go to planterdoc.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll let you know what's coming up next for both of these teams as we head to the postseason now for Thompson, while HCV will close out the regular season tomorrow night in Hillsboro. We'll talk about that next here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Sitting with Ben at the Hillsboro Body Shop, and we discussed, well, a lot of things, and then we were discussing, when do you think about the body shop? Most times it's after your vehicle gets damaged from an accident, hitting a deer, hailstorms, scratches, dents, windshield cracks. Ben says, beep. I say, when you need the repairs to your vehicle as you're thinking of the Hillsboro Body Shop, call Ben, 701-636-4981.
Full Service Foods in Hillsboro provides contract packaging and private label foods for your local and regional retail stores. Full Service Foods is a leader in the upper Midwest for less than truckload quantities for contract manufactured sauces and dressings. They are a privately held company with a reputation for quality and customer service. Full Service Foods is proud to be in Hillsboro and bringing employment opportunities to the area. Find out more at fullservicefoods.com. Full Service Foods of Hillsboro, proud to support this community event.
As we come back here, let's take a look at what's ahead for both of these clubs. Hillsboro-Central Valley scheduled to host Mayport CG tomorrow night under the lights in Hillsboro. Junior varsity will be first, roughly at about 4:15, 4:30. Then they'll have their senior day, their senior presentation, then play the Patriots after that. We'll have that for you here on yourliveevent.com. James Martins will have the call. While for the Thompson Tommies, they will be hosting the Langdon Area and More Munich Cardinals upcoming on Saturday at 11 o'clock in the morning, part of the Region 2 softball tournament. They will have the quarterfinals at the higher seeds on Saturday, then move everything into the respective double elimination portion of their bracket on Monday in Grafton. The Region 2 softball tournament you can check out here on yourliveevent.com. All the games in Grafton starting on Monday, and then we will surely have the Thompson Tommy game as well. That game will be on Saturday in the quarterfinals against Langdon Area and More Munich. For the Burros, they're playing Enderlin at 10 o'clock in the morning. That game is scheduled to be on Saturday in Hankinson at 10, noon, 2, and 4 for the 4 games down in Hankinson on Saturday. Also, for those of you who are just joining us, an update. The Region 1 baseball tournament is going to be moved back 24 hours. It was scheduled to start tomorrow at 11 in Castleton. The Region 1 baseball tournament now will begin on Friday in Castleton, all the same times, just moving it back 24 hours. Friday and Saturday now will be in Castleton. And a reminder, the Northeast Track and Field Meet you can check out in Hillsboro on Friday right here on yourliveevent.com. From the throws to the javelins to the hurdles to the long distance to the short 100 meters, that and more, you can all check out here on yourliveevent.com. So for the Thompson Tommies, they pick up the win, their 21st game of the season. They score 20 runs. Hillsboro-Central Valley falls in this one by 10 with those 7 runs there for Thompson in the 5th inning. So again, a 20-10 final here in this one for Thompson over Hillsboro-Central Valley. We'll come back. We'll put a bow on our post-game show after this here on Your Live Event.
I think it's fair to say you pay more now than ever before to operate your vehicles. We've got some relief. I'm Chris Moen with Nodak Insurance. Our auto customers are driving safer with fewer accidents, and for many that translates into lower premiums. If you're not seeing lower rates with your insurance company, call me to compare. You might save some money, and you will get better service. Call me today at 757-1613 or stop by one of my locations at 1913 South Washington in Grand Forks or 207 Main Street in Lakota.
It's the most prestigious, challenging, rewarding tour on dirt. The most wanted, baddest outlaws, and the most powerful late models on the planet. The world of outlaws, King's Late Models.
Again, I would like to thank both our coaches in terms of Corey Erickson and Matt Chandler joining us on the pregame show. Those interviews, again, brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhbanknd.com. Again, go to yourliveevent.com for more upcoming games and action throughout the upcoming days here on Your Live Event, your home for the Shield Softball All-Star Series in June as well. 4 runs coming across for Cindy Schwabe, 3 runs for Drew Schwab, and then a run for Hurst, and then 2 runs for everybody else on the lineup for Thompson. Well, for HCV, 2 runs for Willison, 2 runs for Kittleson. Everybody else scored at least 1 run outside of Carsey Hattlestead, but Hattlestead did draw a walk and a single here today for Hillsboro-Central Valley. On behalf of everybody with R&J Broadcasting and Halstead Telephone Company, I'm Chase Miller. Thanks so much for tuning into our broadcast. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay dry and join us for more high school baseball, softball, track and field, and more tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday here on Your Live Event.